Welcome back to Top Decks, and my name is Fiction Boy.
I'm Stream Arcadad.
And I am Whiplash Wolf.
And today's topic is about communities and fandoms. And I just broke. What the heck?
Yes.
And there are lots of fandoms we can go about talking about. But I think our topic tonight is discussing them and how a fandom is what it is.
Good save. After I broke, I lost my train of thought. What I was going to say.
We're here for you. We care about you. We're here for you, brother.
I appreciate it.
Of course, Fiction.
So, yeah, fandoms and communities. Usually a fandom and a community can mean the same thing, but usually most people would say it's a community, right?
Yeah.
And there's different types of varieties of communities, and each one represents different things and different likes. And there are sometimes, you know... And you know what? There is sometimes that certain communities, you know, work together.
Yeah.
Like they vibe really well together. Like, let's say, well, we have some people that are maybe Star Wars, you know, there's the Star Wars community. There's also Star Trek community, but even though these things are two different things, they sort of overlap each other because they have one thing in common, which they're both science fiction, and usually it's not uncommon for someone with the same interest to lap with another community because it fits what they like.
But at the same time, there's been like fight of like what is better, Star Wars or like Star Trek. I honestly like both, but they're kind of different while being a similar like space style and futuristic and other civilization. They have some things in common which I appreciate in both of them, and differences as well.
It's good.
Yeah, if we're gonna go on about Star Wars and Star Trek, I'm I can say I'm lost on this. I don't watch them that much.
I wouldn't say it's not really about talking about Star Wars nor Star Trek. I was just giving an example of how these two communities can overlap each other because of the similar interests they have. You may not know, but I was just using that as an example. But I will say, ask you guys in your own words, what is a community or a fandom to you?
Personally, I think a fandom or community is just like a group of people that share a common passion. It can be like drone racing, airsoft, cosplay, anime. It could be about Star Trek, Star Wars, literally anything at all. Any community, there's lore around it, like Adventure Time, there's a big community around that, big fan base around that, so yeah.
There was a huge one around My Little Pony, the last generation.
I was holding back to say that, actually.
Well, I can say because I was part of it. Like, honestly, here's my thing is with My Little Pony. Like, I made fun of the people who liked it at first, and then, lo and behold, I watched an episode. I was like, oh, well... It's actually really good. And then
like, one of us.
It is.
Like,
and here's something that's super tacky when I say this. But you know how the motto for the fourth generation was friendship is magic? Well, 8 of my friends I know personally IRL right now, I've known them since 2012 because of My Little Pony. So friendship is magic, la 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 la.
Well, I have some friends I've known for a long time. The guy plays airsoft and love listening to My Little Pony. I mean, there's nothing shameful about it. I mean, like whatever you do, you can do whatever you want, just as long as you're respectful of other people. I have a lot of friends that are in the ABDL community as well, and I've done some caretaking for them, even though I'm not into it. I've done it for them because they asked nicely, and they turned out to be amazing friends, honestly. Like, they're probably, like, My Little Pony, ABDLs, and other communities like that, they're so, like, to me, feel like not a lot of people know about what it is, actually, and the actual meaning and what's involved, and when you look into it, there's more depth than there's more than meets the eye, honestly. They're generally super chill, easy-going people. Just don't judge.
Very interesting community. Yeah. there's a lot of there are a lot of things that people always lift their eyes up to especially when they think about that community. But to me, from most people I've known too, from the reason they are ABDL, is their childhood wasn't the best either. I'm not saying that's what you need to be a part of that community. It's just they didn't have the best growing up from what I've seen.
Well, not necessarily. The ones that I know, one of them is an accountant, two or three of them actually are programmers, people that make high salaries. But they live under so much stress and pressure that going back to a state where they didn't have any responsibility for them is their way to put their mind off. Everybody does their thing. I like to tinker and work on projects. Some people like to play video games. Some people like to play video games. Some other people like to play whatever. And that's what they found that helped them the most. Me personally, the number one thing that helps me put my mind off after a stressful day, going for a flight with my paramotor. That can help, but that doesn't last very long. I prefer going to fly instead. Flying is really my thing. That's what helps me out is either using that stress on the gym equipment or driving. I love cars. I like taking my cars on drives and going to the gym. So either one of those situations, one, I just go for a nice drive. And since I live near the beach, it'll be on the beach road. Or who's calling me? Lexington. I've been getting phone calls all day today.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out one thing that Whiplash did say, which is, we do have individuals who like to make fun of people in certain communities. And there has been many, many times this has been proven that those people that usually end up making fun of the communities that they're in usually end up being one of them.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Especially
the worst
the kids.
It's homophobic people are usually closeted gays, actually. It happens very often.
You wouldn't think that happened, but it really does happen.
Yeah. It's weird. You don't expect that at all. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Why does one join a community? Usually people have different varieties, different answers to it, and not every answer is the same. There is common answers, but I would like to hear a unique answer. Something that is usually not common.
It's a good one. I would say you would usually join a community because you feel a sentiment of being part of something. It's something that you're interested in, and then you find this group of people that welcomes you and you feel like you're part of a community or part of a fandom. I think that's probably one of the biggest reason. Like the furry fandom, for example, we're a very welcoming, we're a warm group of individual, a fandom, and I think a lot of people they like the feeling of being part of something.
Oh my god.
The community that we are established within the furry fandom, I've noticed people like to surround themselves in some sort of pack, so to speak.
Yep.
We don't like to separate ourselves from people that we grow together within our own community. We like to stay close to the ones that were there for us during the beginning and who have supported us. We tend to do that a lot. Another thing we do tend to do is herd a lot. And what I mean by herd is we like to group up together majority of the time. And sometimes, not everybody agrees with each other in our community. But when push comes to shove, when things are very hard over something that's happened, like if a current event that was really bad, we have a tendency to stick together during that hard time, and we forget the problems that we do have. It's kind of like when, and I know this is a very sensitive subject to bring up, but this is a good example to demonstrate what I mean. When 9/11 happened, and how devastating it was in America, where we did forget about the problems that we had politically because we stood together because of that tragedy.
Yep. Oh, man,
so it's not uncommon.
I was in grade 5 when it happened.
I was in kindergarten or first grade. I can't remember which one.
I don't remember exactly much about it. I just knew how bad it was as I got older. But anyways, go on, Whiplash.
What about my observations?
Why does one join in a fandom?
To me, like, whenever it comes to a fandom, like with me with the furry fandom, it was me growing up with Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was Star Fox, and watching Pokemon, Digimon, pretty much anything, Looney Tunes, anything that had like animals that are anthropomorphic in it. And then it just kind of like, I like all this together. And then I found out about the furry fandom when I was very young, actually. Like, 07, 08 is when I actually, like, technically joined the fandom. I didn't know much about it, but I was like, wow, I actually like this. This is fun to look at. Look at pictures. I got on Furfinity when it was, like, only a year or 2 years old. That's, like, how far back this has been. I feel old talking about it. But mainly to me, like, people who get into a fandom is they find a subject or an object, not an object, but they find something that catches their attention, something that makes them want more of it, want more something like that. Like how it is with anime. Like, people get into a show, they watch anime, they're like, wow, I actually really enjoy the show. I wonder what other series is out there that I can watch to enjoy. And that's how people get into anime. Or people who get into cars. Like, I'm into cars. I got into cars at a very young age because Hot Wheels exists. And you just get excited by looking at you get excited just looking at cars, and you're like, wow, I want this, I want that, I want this. And like, if you're a car enthusiast, you absolutely had a Lamborghini or Ferrari on your door or on your bedroom wall when you were young. It's just truth. But it's just something that really excites you. And you want more of that, and then you grow up into that, and you want to be a part of that. Like, I am part of cars. I have 2 fun cars. I enjoy them both quite a bit, and I've been part of the furry fandom, and throughout the years, I've definitely met great friends. Like, those friends I talked about through My Little Pony are also furries. So, we have kept our, like, we don't just strictly talk about furry stuff 24/7, but we just actually have conversations and actually go have fun. We go out, eat, play games, just do stupid things that friends would do and have enjoyable times. And that's another good thing about fandoms. Like, you find something you love, and you find something inside that you can also create more memories with.
There's like groups of people that share common hobbies inside another group of people, like car furs, as an example. Like, you're part of the car fur community, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And a question for both of you, like, some people have like hobbies and like they're part of a fandom or a community. For you, how much does the furry fandom take in your life, your everyday life, from the moment you wake up to you go to bed? How much of your life is dedicated to the furry fandom?
Oh God, besides my job.
I would say there is a variety. I don't really believe that the furry fandom takes up the majority of my life. There's many other things that I'm interested in. So if I want to, let's say, focus on music the most, I will focus on the music the most. I've always loved music. There is a community for that. Or if I'm in the mood to be a part of a gaming community, especially I am a part of the Mass Effect community, I will focus on that.
But usually speaking,
it
like
varies.
within a month.
Within the month, I would say I deal with the furry fandom on a daily basis only because of the fact that the majority of my friends are in this community.
So it's like 30%, 40% of your life is like...
I wouldn't put in... I don't know if I could put an exact number on how much time I put into community. I would just say the majority of my time is in the furry community.
Yeah.
That's a very good statement to put. Because, like, your time in the furry fandom will differentiate based on what day it is and what you do there in that month. Like, if there's a FurCon going on, then that is what you're doing for those 4 or 5 days. Is strictly that.
72 hours of that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And you're going to have fun doing it too, like, for sure. But during the rest of the times, you have, I mean, like mine, I do my job, I go to gym afterwards, I try to come home and do streaming and, you know, hang out with friends, and that's when it's furry related. But, I mean, it's not furry related when you're sleeping, is it? So if we take 8 hours a day, if you actually get 8 hours of sleep, I know I don't, so I'm taking myself out of that equation. But I would say, like, mine's, I don't know, it's between 30 and 50%. It just really depends on what it is during the month, what's happening.
I gotta say mine is probably around 30% as well. I do have a lot of friends outside the furry community. I have my responsibilities. I have my friends and family. The thing that kind of pulls me back more than I expect is not only the podcast, but also making content on TikTok. Also my little business I started on the side that's usually really revolved around the furry community. So yeah, well, I think it's probably 30-40%, but it might change over time. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. It depends.
Okay. Now I wanted to ask you.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm actually part now of a group of I've been taking drama classes, theater classes. So we're like a little group of 14 people, and they're becoming friends, and they have nothing to do with the furry fandom actually, and they're all from like close to my area. So like I'm building new friendships every day, and it's cool. I like it.
Okay. Now, I want you to try to answer this question the best of your ability without using the furry fandom as your answer. Now, I will say, what is a current fandom that you are a part of, and what is the longest fandom you've been a part of?
Other than the furry community?
Yes.
For me, it would be the airsoft community. It's the one I spend the most time in. I've probably been in the airsoft community probably for just as long, if not a bit longer than the furry. It's been 13 years now, 12 years. Airsoft, it's been long. I've been playing airsoft since I was like 14 years old, 14, 15, and I literally just turned 31 today. So it's been for a very long time. I took breaks on and off for like a couple of years, then I came back. But I still have my replicas on my wall above my desk, my God damn it. My computer desk.
I would
one
say
time I actually was going to get into the airsoft community.
The airsoft community is fun.
It is. I want to do some more.
It's only better when you don't have kids.
Well, I'm going to teach them for sure. My kid is going to play with me probably.
No, well, it's like kids are just like, they're not fun to play with on airsoft. It's usually better with the adults. But again, some adults are not even better. They're sometimes worse than the kids.
Oh. There's a lot of what I've noticed in the airsoft community is the biggest cheaters are actually the older guys because they're lazy, they don't want to walk, or not they're necessarily lazy, but they are not in the same physical condition as the younger people that are there. And usually I was part of a group where we introduced people that were underage but wanted to play airsoft, and we gave them a safe environment to play with and like strict training, and it was 16 and up, which was legal. And they ended up being too honest sometimes. They didn't even get shot, but they thought they did because it made sense. Like this guy's shooting at me, he should have got me. And they end up being more honest than the people that are 40, 50, 60 years old sometimes that play there, surprisingly.
I will say what I enjoy the most is watching those compilations of people arguing at
they're fun. Teams. They're really funny. So the guy takes a personal vendetta and just shows up and sprays the guy with like ammo. It's funny.
The one guy I do remember in the airsoft community is that one guy who was shooting like crazy, and and this one dude thought he was shooting full auto.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And the guy is like, "No, that's not full auto." And he's like, "This is full auto." He's like, "Oh, dude, okay." That guy's pretty good though for being a good sport.
Hey, no full auto. That's not full auto. Oh no, what it is? Damn! The guy just like walks away. I actually had a setup like this on one of my guns. It's called a DSG. It's a dual sector gear. So instead of the gear doing run revolution to shoot one round, it would shoot 2 times per revolution. So you could get like up to like 60 rounds a second. It's insane. But when you would play semi-auto, the trigger response was like instantaneous. It was crazy.
Well, let me also point out, if you guys are wondering what that video is, I will be posting it. Well, actually, our editor will be posting the video right here. It's a really funny video. I just thought it was a good video to, show the good sport, because not everybody in the airsoft community is, a sore loser. But I've seen majority of them have been.
Terrible players are everywhere. Like even paintballers. Paintballers, sometimes they cheat just as much as airsofters. They go like this and it's off, honestly. And I've noticed no difference at all. There's the same amount of cheaters in paintball than airsoft.
I can say something about car enthusiasts. You can't cheat or lie about what your car makes unless you show it what it makes. But there is just a lot of drama in car community. Like, I am a part of the car community, but I keep my friend group very, very closed. Like, we know the furry fandom can be a bit dramatic sometimes, but the car community is even more, honestly. Like, even more.
I'm sorry, airsoft is worse. It's worse.
I don't
know about that one.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just messing with you.
I've been part of the Halo community for a long time, and let's just say they will fight over the most silliest of things.
That's usually
especially when they're cooperating. They usually fight over cooperating. Like, I had to deal with a team of people who were trying to get the Vim Master challenges done to get Recon Armor in Halo 3, if anybody remembers that.
I played so much of this. Oh my god, my childhood. Halo 3 getting all the skulls.
I will say
I would have been your daddy's skull. I got that one.
I think it's
the Iron
not
Skull,
just Halo. I think it's mainly just FPS shooters in general. Because you gotta include Call of Duty, Battlefield.
Actually, the Battlefield is the most lenient community I've ever been a part. Every time I've ever played that game, I always told people, you know what, GG, good game. And they have always been kind to me. But the Call of Duty Halo ones, they are not so kind. Usually the Battlefield community, they're very quiet and to themselves.
Well, like I say, I grew up on Call of Duty. Even when I was it War to War when that first came out? Yeah. Yeah. I remember the days of everything can be said.
Okay, but then that comes to the question of this, since we're on the topic. What is the most toxic community you ever been a part of? And I'll say this, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. It's absolutely Call of Duty.
If you say, and pardon my profanity, you to anybody that has a live mic within the waiting session.
Wait. It's not you just saying you. It's also adding you. Insert racial slur here.
Oh, yeah.
Insert racial slur. Yes.
Let's be honest.
Sorry, Colton, for the profanity. We're trying our best to make sure we don't try to say it too much so you can have some space. That's why I'm slowly saying it.
All I can say is, when Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 was said, like, it was spout out like a gun firing is all I'm going to say.
If there is an argument during a live mic session, literally everybody with the mic would start yelling at the top of their lungs just for the hell of it. Even the kids would just scream at nothing. Even it has nothing to do with them.
We're not putting this as a link in the podcast or putting as a video for this, but if you want to go back to the olden days and see how Xbox and PlayStation lobbies used to be, just look up
Modern Warfare 2.
Just look up compilations of those.
The worst era of Call of Duty online when people starting using their Kinect 360 as microphones
Oh god,
for
the
live
echo.
game.
Echo.
So bad. Oh my god. I'm like, get a freaking headset. I swear to god, they're $15.
Whiplash.
Go get one.
Whiplash.
Huh?
Watch your
So
profanity.
aggravated.
Watch your profanity. My
Oh,
profanity
boy.
matches. My profanity
what?
matches no one on Call of Duty.
I'm gonna bring back
Oh.
Halo 3. Did you know that it's because of Halo 3 that I'm able to speak fluent English? It's because of that game. Not even kidding.
You did not get an education into learning English, did you?
I did get an education. I did
Education?
learn
Education.
I'm so glad.
I've actually started learning English when I was in grade 3 till high school, secondary 3. And what I knew how to speak, but having the correct pronunciation and saying the phrases and everything, the way I got really good at it is I had a group of friends that I used to play Halo every single night, and we were 10. And they were all Americans. So when I work in my area and I speak in English in some part of Montreal, they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from here." It's like, "You sound American." I'm like, "That would make sense because I learned English by speaking with Americans." So I don't follow the stereotypical like A's like Canadians. Some Canadians do.
So,
Okay.
what was the first word you learned in the Halo lobby? I'm kidding. Like I didn't play Halo. No, I liked Halo, but I never played the multiplayer. I always played the campaigns. Like that was just me. So
Dude, the private games were so fun. The infection games,
Especially
like
if you
Michael
wanted
Jackson,
the forge
Trash
custom
Compactor.
maps. If you went on custom maps, they were great. They made some amazing racing tracks with a little twist of them trying to hit you with a rocket launcher. Just to add
Yes.
the fun to it.
Yes,
I enjoyed-
I used to make puzzle maps too. Like you would have to go through a maze, and there's like different tips and tricks you had to use to get through it.
Yeah,
That was
those
me
were
on
great.
like Modern Warfare
Forge
2.
Masters. So
Like me and Marvel 2
Childish.
playing like doing the quick scoping battles and private matches on Rust.
You know what?
I hate
Whiplash.
that. I hate
What
that.
kind of
Huh?
player did you think I was on Modern Warfare 2? I'll even tell you what setup I had and what perks I used. You might hate me for it.
Go ahead.
I had an MP7 with a silencer.
Oh hell yeah!
I also had the dual wields. You know those dual wield weapons?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I also had the fast. I think it was what was it? Fast?
Marathon
It's
Pro.
something that makes you. Yeah. I also had the
Quick Note.
Ghost Pro. No, not
Ghost,
Quick Note.
the Ghost, yeah,
Pro. And Sitrep Pro.
I would
Okay.
use akimbo P90s and just like run like
You know
crazy.
why
That
people
was
didn't
my
like
favorite
Sitrep
mode.
Pro?
Yeah, you see all the
Because
Claymores and C4s and
No, not just that. You get that before you get Pro. Why people hated Sitrep Pro is because if you had a really good like quality headset, like a Turtle Beach at the time,
Oh,
you could hear
that's
people's
right.
you could hear people's footsteps and when they're near you, and so you would be prepared to kill them before they ever get
I
to
know.
you. And I
That's
was
true.
and by the way, I did a lot of drop shotting every time I killed somebody.
Oh, I did that too. I had a beep button under my controller that I actually modified and rewired so I could drop shot people. They were so mad. It was funny. Actually, another thing I did, my trigger finger to like scope in, you know, normally you click in to hold your breath. I've rewired that button so when I would scope in, I would push a little further and it would click and it would hold my breath with a single trigger. That was super useful.
me. I can tell you this much.
Commodity.
Let me tell you just how much of like a no life I was when I had Modern Warfare 2. I had 5 out of the 9 assault rifles with fall camo, and like the rest of 4 were Red Tiger. Every single submachine gun was fall. 2 of the light machine guns were fall. Every sniper was fall. And okay, I had all the pistol like attachments unlocked. But the one I would use the most, it would be a P90 with extended mags, Marathon Pro, Lightweight Pro, Commando Pro, and either a Desert Eagle or Magnum with a tactical knife, with a throwing knife as a secondary. Or if I had
The
my
most-
sniper class out, because I used to be a
It'd be
good
the
sniper.
intervention.
It was
The intervention.
intervention with MJ, and sleight of hand, stopping power, and either ninja or commando.
I can't believe I remember all this.
The most overpowered the most power rifle at that time was also the ACR.
It was so accurate, it's ridiculous. Hell, I like the FMJ, or was it FMJ 2000? Where the hell it was called? It was that weird gun.
F2000.
I like that gun.
F2000. Yeah.
That was one of the ones I got to fall for.
I also had a stim pack. I know, but I still have my sticky grenades. They were always useful.
But that game brings back so many memories. I remember like the clans I used to be in. I used to be in the FaZe clan at one point.
You're not cool if you're
and
not in
TMG.
clan.
I used to be in TMG and FaZe, and I'm not in anything anymore. So even though we know where both of those clans are today, they still exist. And I was in them at the very beginning. It's a weird time.
All right, now we're gonna get things interesting, boys. So listen up. Try describing the furry fandom in 3 words, but describe it badly.
Self-centered. Attention
That's 2
seeking.
words.
And what? Describe the furry fandom in 3 words, but describe it badly. Oh, I thought you had to say 3 words that describe the fandom badly. So I was naming things. Describe the furry fandom in 3 words.
Too much drama.
Attention whores.
That's just 1 word. Or 2.
Attention whore, that's 2 words.
Too much drama is mine. That's all I'm gonna say. Too much drama.
Drama.
I will say this, and I will bring in the context of what I'm saying. We are sheep. And what I mean by we are sheep, and I've said this many times, might as well be a persona sheep, because you guys like to attach yourself to the next biggest trend. Like, let's just say you want to go after a furry for doing something bad. You're like sheep and go after the person.
Oh yeah, you want to listen to actual, like, if there's something going on, you rather follow the victim of a situation than listen to the person who's being prosecuted.
Yeah. It's less effort to
being
defend.
blamed.
It's less effort to go along with everybody saying than trying to defend the person.
It's kind of like,
that's the one thing.
And what I mean by other thing is another example that probably has nothing to do with them. Like a very serious situation that's happening in our world, and all of a sudden they want to be a part of it like it's their problem. But I'm like, if it was that much of a big deal to you, why didn't you make it a problem before it became big media news? You know?
Exactly. I will say this, Arcadad is right. I enjoy the furry fandom. I enjoy a lot of people in the fandom. Now, there are some people I don't like, and there's a lot of people I do like. But the people who are the most problematic are always the biggest attention whores in existence.
Oh yeah, they'll go
That's
after
just
me
the
really
truth
hard.
about it. That's the truth I see about it.
If you think about it, the furry fandom is like, look at my persona, look at my art, look at my avatar. It's all about us. Like, look at what I am, what I've become. Look at my art and stuff. When you think about it, that's what it is.
And I'm like,
But it's
I get what you're
so
saying.
easy.
I get what you're saying. Like, that's not all of you. I mean, come on.
Oh no, we're not saying it's.
That's what a lot of people
We're
want
not saying it's you
to
guys out
be. And
there.
I'm like, there's more to you than just being a furry. You know that, right? Can you tell me something else? I like the fact that you can make flamethrowers.
Yeah. I can make anything
like-
you want, actually. Almost. I cannot keep a nicely maintained garden, though. I suck at gardening. Don't ask me to do that ever again. I will
can do
invent
that.
a watering system for you, though. I will do that.
I can do that. I can make a garden because I grew up doing that. I don't know all the flowers' names, but I can go pick out all the flowers that you need perfectly and make a good little nice flower garden out of them. That's such a weird way to say it. I grew up on 7 acres of land. I'm very good at being a groundskeeper.
Okay. Let me ask you this, guys. What was your favorite fan-created content, like fan fiction, fan art? I will say, for me, I have showed you this already, but someone actually, knowing that I'm in the Mass Effect community, it's the Turian character that I created. That is one of the best pieces I love. But that's out of my own creation of what I interpret my Turian OC would be like if I was in that world.
I think my favorite fan fiction content ever made, to me, Red versus Blue by Rooster Teeth.
Oh my god.
I love that
Yes.
series. Caboose is my all-time favorite. Yeah, it turns out the glowing sword turned out to be a glowing key. And yeah, when you stick it in people, it unlocks the death.
You know my
No.
favorite line? I could tell you my favorite line, though. I remember that one purple dude in the beginning of season 1. He said he was a pacifist. And the caboose is like, so you're a thing that babies suck? And then the other guy's like, no, that's a pacifier.
Oh my god.
Caboose is like such a lovable character. He's so stupid and funny.
But there's the red team who saved the day when they played that ridiculous music when they grabbed the warthog. You know what I'm talking about?
It's a bit far back. Hold on. I gotta think about that one.
I just call it the warthog song. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now we're not going to play it on or link it because it is copyrighted music. Yeah. And we're not, so if you want to look it up, just look up on your search bar and then type in the warthog song Red versus Blue. You'll see.
Does a bridge series count?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, it's like they take a series that is running and then they put their own like dialogue over it and like make an episode out of it.
Yeah, dubs, like video dubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like video dubs, but in a funnier way.
We have so many of these in my home culture.
Because I like
Lord of the
Helsing
Rings.
Ultimate. Helsing Ultimate Bridge is my favorite.
I can't even say the word. I can't even say the title of the thing. Because, yeah, okay, never mind. It's gotta have to bleep it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it then. Just don't say it.
That's like my favorite thing is watching a bridge series, like the Dragon Ball Z, the Helsing Ultimate. It's usually Team 4-Star who does it, but Jesus Christ, it's funny as hell to me. I say watch it one day if you can.
Hey guys, another thing that we're going to ask, in your opinion, what is the best and the worst fandom? That's a tough one.
Now, are we talking based on people who are inside the fandom, or are we talking about what the fandom is based on?
I would say a broad
I'm gonna give you
community.
I'm gonna give you one answer to that, and it's about the furry fandom. What's great about the furry fandom is that we accept everyone. What really sucks about the furry fandom is that we accept everyone.
Yeah, it's very true, because there are some people who shouldn't be accepted in the fandom that are very blatantly open about what they are.
They're toxic. They're drama. They seek attention. They stir shit around. Some people are so bad. But I mean, most of the time, you don't know that about that person until they start really getting involved. And which brings back something that I said before. There's drama in every single community or fandom. If you don't see it, it's for two reasons. Either you haven't been there for long enough or haven't been involved enough into it.
I will say this.
Because it is bound to happen.
Before COVID, yes, there was drama in the furry fandom. But COVID was like a call to all people who are closeted furries to finally come out. And to me... That's when a lot more drama started to appear in the furry fandom, to say the least. That's just my opinion. Like, I'm not saying everyone who came into the fandom during COVID is problematic. I'm just saying it became more prominent when it happened, because like there wasn't too much drama. Like, there was drama between people who had been in the fandom before, like people who had been, very we're not going to get into that because that's based on politics and stuff, and we know how the furry fandom is about that. So it was that and people being kind of racist. So that was what it used to be. And now since then, it's just been like all over the place with drama. That's how I perceived it. All right, Twitter is the damn thing to look at.
I don't really see drama on Twitter. Is it me or like I've been? Oh, we lost him. And fiction is dead.
Fiction can even he couldn't even listen. But no, like, I mean, I don't follow that many people on Twitter. It just pops up in my feed whenever like some happens, to say the least. That's just a way of putting it. I don't get myself involved with this. Pretty much, I look at it and it's like, oh, that's cool. Scroll.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather not deal with it anymore.
One simple rule for drama. We're going to bring back a little short clip of I'm going to go back to something we mentioned in the previous episode, but if you see drama online, just ignore it. You're receiving drama, ignore it. And keep one simple rule. Whatever you post on the internet, it's either neutral or positive. If it's negative, it has no place to be. Cut it out. Go talk to the person in private. Do everybody a favor and do that.
You better like, subscribe, and comment what you thought about this video. And make sure to go follow all our other audio platforms and TikTok. Boop. Or...
Yes, please follow our TikToks. Please.
Or...
Yeah. Blue is nodding like aggressively in the background. Don't make him disappointed because he's a cute boy. He's a cute puppy. Aw, he's actually adorable. You're gonna be sitting on my lap real soon. Next episode. Yes.
Or mind your pets. Turn them shish kebabs.
What the fuck? Oh, that's too bad. Poor Fiction mixed that. Oh, he still hasn't reconnected yet.
We're gonna do a Boston Terrier on a stick tonight, everyone.
A Boston? I don't know if I want to know what that is.
A small dog. A small dog. They're like very hairy small dogs. They're like lab dogs.
Oh boy.
Trust me, I've only had like big dogs in my life, except for this one I have now. And he's a Apso.
I'm gonna say something that might offend people, but honestly, take it as a joke. But like, I've heard somebody say that, a real dog is something you cannot kick over a fence. I'm like, I kind of agree with that. With my personal preferences, I like big dogs because they're fun. They keep you in good shape because you have to walk them out. You gotta stand, take them out, take care of them. But they kind of like to fight and wrestle a bit. That's always fun. I like that.
See,
They're
that's
playful.
what my experience is. I've had chows in my life, especially my family. I've had, when I was younger, I had one chow, and then when I was in my teens, I had another chow. But now, since I live with my roommates, we have this small little dog called Apso. It looks like a Shih Tzu, but cream colored, I guess. I don't know what the difference is between them two. But, I mean, it's playful. It really is playful. It's a playful boy. You just take him outside and just throw some sticks at him.
We had a roommate, both of them, my roommate, she had two girlfriends that both had Chihuahuas. I really don't like those things. But sometimes they like you. I'm like, I feel bad because the love is not, I cannot reciprocate that love. You annoy me. You keep barking all the time. But she liked to spend and get close to us. It was odd. It was hard not to.
What did I miss?
Everything.
I'm going over here.
He just did his threat. He told people to eat shish kebabs in their beds before going to bed. I was so offended.
What?
Is that what you said? Shish kebabs? No, wait.
No, I said I'm going to turn their pets into shish kebabs.
Oh, turn their pets into shish kebabs. Are you okay? Are you going to make it?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Don't caress my leg.
Dude, those are thick thighs. You've been going to the gym? Nice. Good job.
Press that husky thigh.
How can you feel with that hand? It's a robot hand.
It has tactile sensors. I feel everything.
Yeah, is that your strong hand?
I can feel a screw in that thigh too. Have you had bone surgery? There's a metal detector.
Is that your strong hand?
Yeah, it's my strong hand.
I'm gonna squash this with it.
I wish the camera was close for this one.
Inappropriate.
Alright, so I am very inappropriate. Thank you very much.
Did you guys already concluded the end of the video?
No, we
we're waiting for you to get back.
We still got time. I think.
Okay. Let me. I think we got through everything.
The question of the week.
I know that's what I'm doing. God dang it! Don't rush me. I know what I was doing. I thought you guys already did it before me. No one
Question of the week, or is it the
care about you, man? It's like
I know. I appreciate it.
So
I appreciate it.
Skip overhead.
Okay, I'm gonna start calling you Bon if you don't shut up.
Who?
What?
You.
What?
Bonnie?
That's what I heard too. Bonnie? Like the rabbit?
Bottom. If you don't shut up.
Bottom. Okay, that's where we're going. Okay, whatever. I don't have to prove it to you.
I think you don't have to prove it to me either.
I can prove it to two of the guys in the back.
Well, Cole's
boys,
easy to prove
you
it
busy
to.
tonight?
All right, so the question of the week, guys, is what do you look for in a convention centered around a particular fandom? And also, be sure to and for the what's so funny?
The guy got agitated when I said that. It was funny. He's like, it's like,
oh,
sorry.
Is there something that I didn't see in the background? Because I didn't know what just happened there. But anyways,
keep going. Sorry.
Okay. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Top Talks Podcast. If you want to be notified for our latest video, click the bell notification.
Oh my god.
And be sure to follow all of our audio podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you also want to join our Discord and Telegram to come talk, don't worry, we don't bite. But if you want to join, there is a link in the description below to join our Discord server.
Yes.
I believe there's also a link for our Telegram as well. I don't know that.
All the information is in the link tree down below in the doobly-doo.
And go off what Fiction was saying. If I can find...
Oh god, not again.
Not again,
What is it this time?
He wouldn't even know how to not again.
God damn it.
You better not get me involved into this, I swear to god.
We'll only bite if you want us to.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Ooh.
I cringed.
Just a nibble.
I cringed.
Just a nibble. Yeah.
I cringed just a little bit.
Cringe? Yeah, because you're listening to another top say it. That's what you're cringing at.
Hey,
You won't
you're
do
No,
it.
it's
Just
not
getting
because
a
of
line
to
that.
get your ear nibbled on a bit once
It's
in a
not
while.
because of that.
Not really.
It's imagine like a furry just going like saying ooh all the time. That's what I think.
Okay, that is cringy. When they say it all the time.
I don't say it ooh. I was doing that for fun, and you think it's cringy,
Yes.
huh?
I would say you're more.
No, I think it's
you do it
fine.
ironically. But anyways, that concludes
listen to
today's
him
episode.
ironically.
Hope you guys see. I cannot speak. Okay, I'm starting to lose my train of thought because of your own laughing. And do not make that sound. We're not motorboating today. Anyways, that concludes today's episode. See you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
No.